I hear cars coming.
Hello and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar. Alice, you're muted.
And things to come.
No, the web. What's the website?
OnThisDay.com.
Yeah, there we go. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting that we may or may not gather throughout the show and beyond, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander.
I am Who Is Ass.
You're Who Is Ass?
Who is Alice?
Oh.
Who's Alice?
Yeah.
All right. Meat Cleaver.
Yep. Good old Leave It to Beaver Meat Cleaver.
Hi.
Today is Sun's Day, also known as Sunday, July 31st, 2022. Starting us off today, why don't you start us off, Alice?
So today we're going to start off with 30 BC. It is the Battle of Alexandria. Mark Antony achieves minor victory over Octavian, but most of his army subsequently deserts, leading to Octavian's invasion of Egypt.
Ooh.
That's
an uh-oh.
Mark Antony was a Roman politician in general, and Augustus Caesar was the emperor at the time.
Yep.
So.
Okay.
You got the assassination attempt too. 3 for 3, remember.
Oh. Okay, yeah, and then we're going to move up to 1415 AD. In it's an assassination attempt. We have in Southampton a plot to assassinate the English king Henry V, and put Edmund Mortimer on the throne is uncovered. So, a coup.
Yeah.
Coup d'etat of sorts.
Who's Edward Mortimer, or whatever it is?
Edmund Mortimer was the guy who was trying to get the throne.
I got that.
Yeah.
Well, let me look it up.
Southampton?
Edmund Mortimer. Who was he? The 5th Earl of March, 7th Earl of Ulster, was an English nobleman and a potential claimant to the throne of England. A great-great-grandson of King Edward III of England, he was their presumptive to. He was heir presumptive to King Richard II of England when he was deposed in favor of Henry IV. So
it sounds like he got screwed in the power grab.
Yeah.
So he had a claim. So.
Yeah. He got screwed and there was a power grab.
Yep.
I see that. And let's see here. Actually, this one's not highlighted. I'll give you the historic discovery here, but this one I think kind of is cool. In 1423, the 100 Years' War Battle of Crevant, the French army is defeated by the English on the banks of the River Yonne in Burgundy.
Ah.
Can you imagine a 100-year war? You know, the planet wouldn't be left today.
This is the 100 Years' War.
Yeah.
That's just insane. But I mean, then again, you look at the Middle East; they've been at war for a millennia.
True. Yeah,
2
in a way.
millennia.
So,
True.
2 millennia essentially. Yeah.
If not longer, because I mean that stuff didn't just start, you know. So.
No.
So I guess they've been at war since the start of the Middle East. So.
Dude, you know, mankind's always been at war, whether with ourselves or with another country.
Yeah.
Well, like, you know, I remember reading something not too long ago about the entire history of this nation. We've only been at peace for like 12 years, you know, in total. Not in like one jump, you know, but in total we've only had peacetime for 12 years out of our entire 250-year history. That's not good.
Doubt it.
What did we do wrong in the 12 years? What happened?
In 1498, Christopher Columbus discovered the island of Trinidad on his 3rd voyage.
Trinidad. Good old Trinidad. That's that's just north of Venezuela, isn't it?
Let me check. Trinidad.
Yeah, I believe it's north of north of South America, I thought.
Trinidad is north of South America. They are north of Venezuela. You are correct. Directly north.
I put it up closer to Cuba up in there, but it's down at the island chain right at the south side.
Yeah.
It's down as far south as you
One thing I'm fairly decent at, it's actually geography.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can never get lost. It's the weird thing.
Yep. Oh man, so we can't get rid of you?
I'm
Shucks.
lucky if I get around the block.
Sorry. Oh, I weaseled my way back into your life.
You did. You did. You really
I
did.
didn't even have to do anything either. You came to me.
Well, I sent somebody for you, but
No, you sent
regardless.
someone for me.
Like you said, a car. Is that it?
Yeah.
Send
Yeah,
a car,
it was,
pick her up.
he Ubered me over.
Yeah. 1703, Daniel Defoe was placed in a pillory for the crime of seditious libel after publishing a politically satirical pamphlet, but was pelted with flowers.
What the
Okay.
pillory?
Pillar. I think it's like one of those things, you know, that you're like
That's something. That's called something else. We have your hands and your head through the thing and whatever. That's called something else. I can't remember what it is.
I think that's a little different.
pillory. Let's see here.
People are gonna throw flowers at you instead.
Yeah.
No, a pillory is a wooden framework with holes for the head and hands in which an offender
Oh,
was
so that
imprisoned and exposed to public abuse. Yeah, no, I was right.
Okay, so that is
So
a
that's
you
what
are
it
right.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Except,
Oh, okay, so you were right.
Yeah, no,
the
like,
blade doesn't
one
come
is
down on your
something
head.
else.
You're not beheaded. That's
well, no, that's a guillotine.
I know.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
I'm talking about
guillotine,
like
yeah.
the thing that you're blocked there, and then people usually throw tomatoes at you or something.
Public
So-
humiliation.
But he was pelted with flowers instead.
What's
All
the
right.
most nicest thing?
I know, right?
Ah, we got you.
Flower
a flower.
power.
Yeah. And then in 1777, Marquis de Lafayette, at the age of 19, was made Major General of the Continental Army.
19?
At 19.
Jeez.
Wow.
He's right.
But
Oh,
like, you know,
actually, though, you did miss one in 1751, though, buddy.
oh,
This one's actually. There was a fire in 1751. There was a fire in Stockholm, Sweden, that destroyed over 1,000 homes.
wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I just noticed it right after you said, oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's your turn.
Yeah.
You have two more.
Oh yes, I do. Okay, well I'll do this historic publication in 1786. Poems, chiefly in the Scottish dialect by Robert Burns, is published by John Wilson in Kilmarnock, Scotland.
Ah,
Yeah, so he's a poet and a lyricist.
yeah. I want to go back for a really quick second about this Marquis de Lafayette. You know, at the age of 19, becoming a major general. You know, when you don't even have to think about it. Like, you know, you look at Alexander Hamilton. You know, and not Benjamin Franklin, not George Washington, but some of the other John Hancock, I believe, and such. Like, the majority of the founding fathers were actually in their early to mid 20s. You know,
Yeah, I know.
They were 10 plus years younger than we are,
Yeah.
and they were starting a whole nation.
Well,
You
think
know?
about this. King Tut, he was the ruler of Egypt, or he was the pharaoh.
Yeah, he was
He died-
9 or something.
He died at the age of, he died at the age of 18.
Yeah. Well,
But
I
actually
mean,
now they're saying there's a
royalty-
speculation that he was murdered.
well,
Yeah, that
royalty
was-
and stuff is a different thing. These guys just, they weren't small people, but they were upstarts.
Hey, at
You know?
19, though, I was very sophisticated. I just wanted to know if the surf was up. You know.
Yeah. Remember, hippie. So, was a hippie, former hippie.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have a historic event as well here. I'm gonna move up. I was looking at a couple things. There was a patent in 1790 that kind of is worthy of note, but I don't know exactly what a potash is. But I was actually going to go for the 1853 historic invention. First nighttime surgery performed at Lichkiv Hospital in Lemberg, now Lviv in Poland, using a paraffin oil lamp invented by Ignacy Lukasiewicz.
Ah. So the first,
I think it says I totally botched the name.
no, that's all right. No, it's the first nighttime surgery using powered lights or oil
Well, no,
lamps.
they said
Powered,
oil
powered
lamps.
lights, oil lamps, but still.
Yeah, oil lamp.
And by the way, I checked out potash process. Today, potash comes from either underground or solution mining. Underground potash deposits come from evaporated seabeds. Boring machines dig out the ore, which is transported to the surface of the processing mill, where the raw ore is crushed and refined to extract the potassium salts.
Oh, wow.
damn.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's actually pretty fucking significant because potassium's important.
Yes.
Too much potassium will get you.
See, and this is why you don't, because you don't understand it, that should be even more of a reason to read it. So that way I can look up and add meat to these potatoes,
Potato.
Yes. But, 1790, the first U.S. patent was granted to Samuel Hopkins for a potash process. So I think that's the first ever U.S. patent, period. But I've read other articles where it was the first patent, so maybe this is the first patent of this type or something. I don't know. But that's interesting.
Would your dad do 1856 for me, for a shout out to my stepmom, because you know where she's from?
Okay.
I can't read it from here, so I got to pass.
Yeah,
well,
he has the old people eyes, you know.
I'm too far away from the screen. It's all blurred.
Alright, I still love you.
Thank you.
Well, I'll read it. 1856, Christchurch, New Zealand was chartered as a city. That's pretty cool. Christchurch is something I reported on quite some time. Wasn't there like a huge earthquake or something, or like they destroyed the church?
Earthquake. Actually, there was one really crazy thing about that, because that's also where they had the mosque shooting too in Christchurch.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Yeah. But actually, with that earthquake you were talking about that was huge, what it did is actually it raised the sea level at the beach up like 12 feet.
Wow.
Part of the area.
Wow.
It's like a very rare occurrence, but yeah, like part of the seabed was raised.
That's
12 feet is huge. I mean, that's just as big, but 12 feet.
That's intense. Well, remember that earthquake that shifted Japan by like a meter or something, or whatever it was?
Yeah. It actually wasn't like, was it an earthquake or a volcanic explosion? It actually like shortened our day by like a quarter of a millisecond.
I think it was, you know what? No, wasn't that Krakatoa? Or no?
No. This actually happened recently. This happened in the last decade.
I remember hearing something about that. I don't know,
Yeah, the seabed raising, that's a rare occurrence that happens with earthquakes, that sometimes it will raise the seabed up instead of collapse it down.
Yeah.
So...
Well, I mean, one's going under, one's going over, you know, so who's going to win?
Exactly.
Anyway, 1864, Ulysses S. Grant was named General of Volunteers. So I guess if you volunteered, you know, he was your guy, you know. And then moving on up into 1914, German Emperor Wilhelm II threatened war, ordered Russia to demobilize. So,
Did you move up to?
1914?
Because actually, you should have looked and saw what was happened in 1876, because this is actually really cool.
Oh, we'll take it.
Alright, in 1876, the U.S. Coast Guard Officers Training School was established in New Bedford, Massachusetts. So basically, it was like for the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
I
didn't realize that was that
for
early.
the Coast Guard.
1876, that's really early.
Well, actually, it was the, I think, aside from, like, the actual, like, Army and Navy, I think the Coast Guard, like, was, like, the third military branch created because we need to guard our coasts, you know, from foreign invasions and everything.
Will you look up what year the Coast Guard was established?
The U.S. Coast Guard established August 4th, 1790.
Jeez.
Wow, that's a lot older than I thought.
That is.
Holy
That's
shit.
surprising.
Well, I mean, like, you know,
too.
you can't solely rely on, like, fortresses and stuff, you know, military installations. You gotta have boats out there patrolling the waters, you know?
Well, yeah. I think maritime law is like one of the oldest laws in history.
Oh, definitely.
Too, like.
Definitely.
But anyway, like, when you were talking about 1914, I'm sorry to like backtrack there. But with
it's okay.
German Emperor, is this like the jumpstart part of the whole thing into World War One?
Yes, this was part of it because, like, you know, Franz Ferdinand, the assassination of him, that is, was the straw that broke the camel's back.
That's the match. Yeah.
But like, there was so much tense buildup everywhere, you know, because, like, remember yesterday, was it yesterday, or because I think you were on the show. Then I guess
I was
it
on
was
the show about a week or two ago, maybe.
But you remember when you said that's not nice about the Russians or something? Yeah, but like, it wasn't because he was a warlord. It's because of this very action. This is what he did, and then, like, because wasn't it? Didn't we read that for like 1916 or something?
Yeah, well, no, it like, I think the whole like part of World War One, like the escalation started. In my honest opinion, I think it started around like 1912 or so.
Oh,
like,
well before that. It started in like the late 1800s.
You're probably right about that, but like, it was just a series of events. It was just kind of like the domino effect. It just kind of built. And
isn't that always the
there had
case?
to be a bunch before the actual lighting of the match.
Yeah.
But, there's a bunch of events before that.
I know it's not highlighted, but look right under this one. The German Emperor in 1914 kind of looks interesting, but I mean.
Now the mustache.
No, well, actually, what was the next one? Historic event. Oh, actually.
Whose turn was it? Mine, right? I have like one more.
It's still yours, yeah.
Okay. 1929. Aristide Briand became Premier of France for the 6th time. Huh. That's cool.
He's basically like their prime minister, right?
Premier of France. What is the
Yep.
of France? Well, it just says Prime Minister of France now, so maybe the Premier became Prime Minister. I mean, you know how political positions change and shift and everything throughout history?
No, premier, the people just didn't want to say premier. There's like too many syllables. Let's just call it prime.
Yeah. Well, Prime Minister. Now we have 2 words,
No.
Anyway, why don't you take 1930 here?
Ooh. And this is a sports history one. We got 1930, the New York Yankees first baseman Lou Gehrig drives in 8 runs with a grand slam and 2 doubles in a 14-13 win over the rival Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
And actually, they named a disease after him.
Yeah.
Because discovery. Because Lou Gehrig's just but was it your body slowly you can't have control over it, and you eventually like suffocate to death.
Well, let me check. Lou Gehrig disease.
But now they changed it to something else. ASL. ALS.
ALS.
It's a muscle thing.
Nerve cells break down, which reduces functionality in the muscles they supply. The cause is unknown. The main symptom is muscle weakness. Medication and the therapy can slow ALS and reduce discomfort, but there is still no cure.
Yep.
Though it's very rare, fewer than 20,000 cases per year in the U.S. alone. So.
I wonder what it is worldwide. So if it's only 20,000 here, I mean, we're not a very highly populated. We don't even have 1 billion citizens here.
Yet.
So, I mean, I would probably imagine it's probably only like, I'd only imagine that only millions of people across the world get it.
Yeah. Anyway, what happened in 1938?
1938, well, let's see here. Oh, hang on a second. 1938, we got radio history here. Major League Baseball Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis suspends New York Yankees outfielder Jake Powell after he said on Chicago radio he kept in shape by cracking quote unquote, African Americans over the head with his nightstick.
Oh, that's awful.
Dude, that's fucking brutal.
What?
Yeah, he rightfully so he should have been suspended for that.
He should have been fired. Suspension is not bad enough. Who talks about doing that? That's awful.
Well, I mean, this is 1938, and, this was before, I mean, there was, like, slavery obviously was abolished, but there's still, like, segregation on that shit. That's just fucking sickening, man.
I have a man sitting right next to me who lived during segregation. Now, it wasn't as prevalent out here in California, but he was alive during a time where there were blacks only, or colors only, movie theaters, restaurants, drinking fountains,
My parents,
that was in the South, not so much on the West Coast.
Yeah, and he's watching it come back, It's insane.
What year was your father born in again?
46.
Your dad's only 2 years older than my parents.
Yeah.
Because my parents were born in 48.
Okay, yeah.
And so, like, they grew up with it, too. And for us, we're in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And it was a little different back then. Like, I guess the Midwest was a little more accepting, but they still had segregation, I would imagine. But I haven't really looked into the segregation that happened in Minnesota because that's where I'm from. But
well, there wasn't segregation on the West Coast, but it was attitude.
Yeah.
The attitude was definitely there.
Yeah,
I'm from Canada, and I didn't get it because it was never in the house. So because we came from Canada, and I just didn't get it.
I wouldn't say Canada as a good example anymore these days.
You came from Canada? Your dad comes from Canada?
Yeah, he's a loony toony.
Yeah.
Dude, well, that makes more sense why your dad.
I told you, he was born in Vancouver.
That's right. So, I do have a saying about Canada. You know that Canada is just an extension of Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
I heard that, yeah.
And he's really a Minnesotan.
There you go.
Don't you know?
Yeah.
Don't you know? Yeah.
Oh, sure you bitch.
Anyway,
Yeah, okay.
you have
Hey,
another
we'll
one
move on
here.
that.
You have a really dark one here.
What was 1944?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Transport number 77 departs French Jews to Nazi Germany.
Where? 44. What were you
That's in
looking at?
1944.
What? Oh. No,
Dude,
that's not
you're talking about the 1944.
the highlighted one.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, they both coincide. So, in 1944, the last deportation train to Mechlin departs to Auschwitz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mechlin. Nazi physician Edward Worth. And then also, Transport 77 departs with French Jews to the Nazi Germany. But Auschwitz was in Poland, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So these are two different things.
Yeah, but they're still, World War II.
Yeah, well, it's still during the Holocaust and everything, and but the silver lining to that black cloud is that's the last train. So
still chilling.
Horrible.
You see that, and it just chills me every time.
Not
Something
good.
like that.
So.
Yeah, it really is. And actually, even after that transport, same day, same year, I guess U.S. troops actually occupied Zanzibar, New Guinea, too. So.
Moving on up into 1945, Pierre Laval, fugitive former leader of Vichy France, surrendered to Allied soldiers in Austria. So he was the leader of Vichy, because remember I was telling you that there was a part of France that Germany did not occupy?
Yeah, that's right.
And they were a puppet state, Vichy France. So there's a leader. So it's not that guy with the crazy hat, but he was like...
Crazy hat.
Yeah.
Crazy hat, man.
Yep. I'm a crazy hat, man.
You are.
I am.
I forgot to put your tinfoil hat on, too.
There you go. 1959, Cliff Richard and the Shadows have their first British #1 single with Living Doll, the biggest British single of 1959. Interesting. And then 1960, Elijah Muhammad, leader of the Nation of Islam, called for a black state. Black state.
I remember that.
What does that mean? Like, just all black people? Or?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not
Carve
good.
out a state for black people.
That's segregation.
That is segregation, indeed. What did he do with my alligator hat?
There you go.
There we go. Hat time.
Yeah, now I'm wearing a hat. So.
All right. Your turn.
My turn. So you went up to 1978? Or no, 59?
I did 60, Elijah Muhammad. So yours is 1966.
1966, okay. Hey, actually, I might hit 1961 because I just find this interesting.
Do it.
In 1961, today, Israel welcomes its 1 millionth immigrant.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Did they get a prize? Oh wait, no, it's Israel. They probably took
what
something.
the population of Israel is today.
And then 1966, this is a music history. Alabama Beatle product due to John Lennon's anti-Jesus remark. So people in Alabama burned Beatles records and memorabilia because of his anti-Jesus remark, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, remember they said that they were bigger, or what was it, John Lennon?
Yeah, they were bigger than Jesus or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So that's probably what the remark they're talking about. Dad here had a question. What's the current population of Israel? And it's expected to, by the end of this year, to reach 9.61 million.
Okay.
So, that's a small country with 9.61 million people.
Yeah.
Not many.
Well, did you know that the smallest country in the world has the highest crime rate per capita?
What, Luxembourg?
No, Vatican.
Vatican?
The Vatican City is considered a sovereign state, and because of all the tourism and pickpockets, it has the highest crime rate in, per capita. Because there's not a lot of population there. If you're there, you're like a cardinal, or you're part of the whole system. You're not just a citizen.
All the time.
So because of the small population and the high crime rate, they're the highest crime rated country in the whole world per capita.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right. And then I have one more, I think. Right? Hang on. Oh, is that Keith Richards right there? Oh shit.
Is it? Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yep, 1 year later, in 1967, Rolling Stone, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, and 1 month jail sentence.
Oh.
What were they in jail for? Do you think possession of some
Let's
sort?
see here. Mick Jagger, Keith Richards.
No, not possession.
Not drugs.
No.
No,
come on.
never.
Let's see here.
Probably marijuana.
The Rolling Stones Redlands bust. Yeah, they were arrested at Richard's home, so it has to be for something drug related. So
Yeah.
Now I remember something about that, being arrested at their home or something. They raided it or something.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
vaguely remember that now.
yeah, it's a drug bust.
That triggered it at his home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was almost like a
What was
setup.
it we were talking about earlier with like Paul McCartney and his wife out in Japan with their marijuana bust?
Yeah, no, didn't Paul,
Coming out of the mail back into like, the news in January.
yeah, Paul McCartney got hit twice. The second time with his wife. It's like, bro, don't you learn? You know, like there's a time and a place.
Dude, same day, different years.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Really?
right. Yeah,
It was
no,
the same day?
Same day, 4 years apart or something
Pretty
like that.
sure, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was the same day, different year.
Yeah, it was. That was nuts.
One was in Japan. I think the other one was out here in the United States or
No,
something.
it was somewhere else, like
Oh, it was some other country.
Papua New
Was it
Guinea or
France?
somewhere. Yeah. Well, Japan
Yeah,
is
dude.
very strict about drugs.
Oh yeah. You can drop mushrooms. They're fine with that. The moment you're possessing marijuana, it's game over.
Yeah.
Good with mushrooms,
Game
though.
over,
Huh?
man. Game over.
1970, Black Tot Day, the last day of the officially sanctioned rum ration in the Royal Navy, which started in 1740. So 1740 to 1970.
So the rum rationing
Rum
was
ration,
probably
yeah.
a product of pirates.
No,
Right,
it's
prior to that?
well, you know the term "mind your P's and Q's," right?
Mm-hmm.
You know where that
Kind
comes
of.
from?
Pints and quarts.
Pints and quarts.
Yeah, that's what they told sailors when they were on shore leave. Mind your P's and Q's, mind your parts and quarts. Don't get drunk. Don't get syphilis. You know, like because they need people ship shape. You know, they don't. Yeah. Anyway, I believe that was my 3.
All right. Well, hang on. Let me just see here. Oh, Chet Huntley, huh? So,
Let's hear
actually,
about Chet Huntley.
1971.
All right.
We got one here. We go. In 1971, Apollo 15 astronauts take a 6.5-hour electric car ride on the moon.
Well, that's
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Absolutely.
That is worthy of note.
Now that
I'm
makes
just
me.
glad it was electric. You know, they didn't
Yeah.
have gas up there. We don't want gas powered up there on the moon.
Well, see, here's the thing. Would gas even work? Because there's no there's no oxygen. It can't combust.
Well, that's true.
Yeah,
That's very true.
yeah,
Yeah. You wouldn't even have thought of that.
yeah. I mean, like the rockets had their own oxygen, so they supplied
Yeah.
their own combustion.
Yeah.
But as far as like the rover, plus a gas engine is a lot heavier. You know.
Well, I was being facetious. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking into it scientifically.
What a term facetious.
Species.
Also, I have another one. This one isn't highlighted. In 1972, we have the Cloudy bombing. 9 civilians were killed when 3 car bombs exploded in County Londonderry in North Ireland. No group has since claimed the responsibility.
Dang. So just a random bombing.
Yep.
Uno mas.
Hang on. Yep. All right. Okay. Well, this is actually going to keep in coincide, but this is same day, same year. In 1972 as well, Operation Motorman took place. It's the British Army used 12,000 soldiers supported by tanks and bulldozers to retake the no-go areas controlled by the Provisional Irish Republic Army.
12,000 soldiers? That's a military maneuver right there.
Yeah, that's why I thought, oh shit, man, I missed 1973. Damn it.
Which one? I'll read it.
The Delta Airlines.
1973, Delta Airlines DC-9 crashed in fog at Logan Airport in Boston, killing all but one of the 89 on board. The lone survivor died 5 months later. What the hell? That's some
So nobody survived.
but that's some Final Destination bullshit. Like, what happened? You know? He was supposed to die and death got up to him 5 months later,
Probably died from an infection because he probably had severe burns. If you have really, really bad burns over most of your body, you're super prone to infection, and a lot of people will die not because of the burns themselves, but the
because of the
infections that come
infection.
after.
I mean, like that was the number. That's the number one cause of. That's the number one cause of combat deaths in the military and stuff is infection. You know, back in the Civil War, you know, like you get a wound, you have to amputate. Well, now your stump gets infected. Back in the World Wars, trench foot. You know, infections. Like swish your socks out 5 times a day.
I've actually had a light version of trench foot because I used to work in a car wash where I detailed, but I'd have to like go through the car wash area and like wash the car, and just all that water would soak into my shoes, and then like my feet would get waterlogged, and I'd almost like get like the beginnings of trench foot, so I had to go see a doctor.
Damn.
Yeah.
All the time they're like, "Oh, you're lucky you came in when you did." I'm like, "No shit, I am lucky. I know what trench foot is. I'm not an idiot."
Yep. Moving on up into 1978, Cincinnati infielder Pete Rose singled off Phil Niekero to extend his hitting streak to 44 games as the Reds edged Atlanta Braves 3-2, ties Willie Keeler's 81-year-old National League record. So dang.
Yeah. Fucking Pete Rose, man. Is he still forever banned from going to any baseball game?
I'm not sure.
I heard they
I'm
might
sure
have
it's still
lifted
in
it
part of the
by
ban. The ban's still intact because he can't go into the Hall of Fame and things like that. So I'm sure that part of it's still intact also.
He now can go to a major league game now.
But
I remember he was banned even from going to any major league game.
So is he banned for even just like going to a game?
I don't know.
He was,
but I don't know if it's still there.
Well, no.
I think I might
He
have lifted
was.
it.
Yeah, he was at one time. He couldn't even attend.
Okay.
Yeah, at one time he couldn't. Actually, but though, I think I remember seeing Pete Rose go. I think he was at WrestleMania one year.
Still banned from baseball for betting, Pete Rose starts gambling podcast. Gambling podcast? Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Wow, he didn't even learn. Wow, what an idiot. What an idiot. Wow.
Yep, yeah, no wonder, yeah.
So I think it's suffice to say he's still banned from everything. So at least baseball related.
As he should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1983, Brooks Robinson, Juan Martial, George Kill, and Walter Alston were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Okay.
Oh, damn.
And then also in 1983, during the U.S. Open Women's Golf at Cedar Ridge Country Club, Australian Jan Stevenson won her third major title, defeating Joanne Cardner and Patty Sheehan by 1 stroke. Dang.
He's like stroke.
Stroke.
Oh my God. I'm going for my birthday years.
Ah.
Just because. Well, actually, 2 of them I am. So, in 1984, Lisa Gibbons' first appearance on Entertainment Tonight happened today.
Who's Lisa Gibbons?
You remember she used to have that stupid, like, you know, like Sally, Jesse Raphael, those old talk shows, and, like, you know...
I don't know who Sally,
like
Jesse Raphael is.
You know, like Jerry Springer, that kind of crap. You know,
yeah.
Lisa, she used to be on Entertainment Tonight, but then she had her own, like, talk show for a little while,
so
too.
basically, like, you know, trash TV before reality was invented.
Before The View?
Yeah, before The View. Well, The View is just a bunch of, like, hens clucking at each other.
Joe Behar got fired this last week, apparently.
Huh.
But, you know, why don't they just fire them all and just cancel the show?
You know what, why don't we have a Jabberwocky layer today, because I want to talk about The View, you know?
Yeah, I am totally down for that.
All
Anyways,
right.
we're going to go to 1984 again.
All right.
Today, in 1984, we have Ven's commandos terminate hijacking of an aircraft, and two were killed.
Oh, dang. So
I'm thinking Venezuelan commandos or something. So.
Ven's Commandos. So Venezuelans?
Is that what that means?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it's just abbreviated, Ven's.
Ven's
Commandos. So it's got to be
Ven's Commandos. 1984.
There's a lot of shit going on in the 80s down there with guerrilla warfare in South America, so...
July 31st. It's just taking me back to where I started from.
Wondering.
It's not telling me anything about Ven's Commandos. So,
Dead internet theory, man.
Abbreviation.
Yeah.
It's gotta be something, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it makes me wonder, the 2 who were killed, was it 2 Ven's Commandos, or 2 bad guys, or 1 and 1, or like who was killed?
Hostages on an aircraft.
Where was it? Was it in Venezuela?
Yeah.
I have to. That's what I'm assuming.
You know what,
We'll
let me
look
just-
into it.
Fans,
We'll bring
it
it up
would
on
be,
the
but-
Jabberwocky later.
Commandos kill hijackers and freeing jet. Okay, well, I have something here.
It's Venezuelan. Yeah, it was Venezuelan.
Venezuelan?
There we go.
Yeah, it said it. Yeah.
Where?
When you went back, it said it in the
Caraco.
thing. Just go back. Go back.
Okay,
Just
hold on a
like
second.
scroll back.
It told me the city. Well, so where's Caraco? Caraco.
Venezuela. Yeah.
City.
Going around in the South America. I think it's Venezuela.
Capital. Caraco. Hold on. Caraco is a country.
Sorry.
Flag.
Big truck just go by.
Well, it's north of Venezuela, Kingdom of the Netherlands. Capital, official languages.
This is by Trinidad. Is it like an island off of, like by Trinidad?
It's just north of the western part of Venezuela. It's an island.
So it's an island off the coast then.
So it might be Venezuela, you know?
Okay.
Oh no, Curaçao. That's just actually I think. I'm actually okay. I think I know what that is. Anyway, I know what that is. It's
Anyway,
by Trinidad.
1985, Indian writer R.K. Narayan published his short story collection Under the Banyan Tree and Other Stories. Alright.
Damn.
1987, my birth year, Baltimore first baseman Eddie Murray hit his 299th and 300th career home runs to lead Orioles to an 8-4 win over the Texas Rangers.
Woohoo.
Actually, I thought you might have liked the 1986 one right there. If you look up at 1986.
I don't read the non-highlighted ones because I can't. 1986, the 19th San Diego Comic-Con International opened at the Hotel San Diego.
Ah, there you
Oh.
go. That's a
Yeah,
biggie.
see?
That's something Muffin would be more inclined to reading though.
Nothing.
He went to I think it was Anime Expo like a month or so ago. It was out here in LA. Yeah, he went to like Anime Expo or something over the weekend.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I got one for 1987 here.
Where?
Right after Eddie Murray. Yeah, okay.
The battle?
Yeah.
And also in 1987, the battle between Iranian pilgrims and Saudi Arabian troops occurred, causing the deaths of 402. Huh.
Where was the battle?
Somewhere between Iran and Saudi Arabia, I'd assume.
Imagine. Probably Iran. More than likely.
That would have been on Saudi property.
Huh.
I don't know. That's
Saudi property.
Saudi property. Well, let me look this up here. 97. Mecca incident.
They owe it, darling. I'll tell you. They own that big time.
1988.
The 1987 Mecca incident was a clash between Shia pilgrim demonstrators and the Saudi Arabian security forces during the Hajj pilgrimage. It occurred in Mecca on July 31st
that's
in
huge,
1987 and led to the deaths of over 400 people. This event has been variously described as a riot or a massacre.
I remember that now.
Oh.
In Mecca, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a kid, so I don't remember this, but actually in 1988, we have 32 people are killed and over 1,600 people injured when a bridge at the Sultan Abdul Halim Ferry Terminal collapsed in Butterworth, Malaysia.
Huh. I wonder if that's where the syrup comes from.
When I think Malaysian cities, I do not think Butterworth would be one of their towns. Or
Doesn't come to
cities.
mind. No,
Butterworth.
you're right.
But see, as I said, like, is that where?
I'm thinking syrup.
Yeah, is that where Miss Butterworth, comes from?
Maybe.
Huh.
I don't know. But Butterworth, Malaysia. I guess didn't the British have a colonization out there too? So that
In
might make
Malaysia,
sense
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, a lot of those areas were under different
Oh, we
European
got a
control.
historic event, guys, in 1988. As well, the same day that people died and injured.
Yeah.
Last Playboy Club closes in Lansing, Michigan.
Ah, what a shame, huh? Yeah.
Oh,
That's on the
what
same
a shame.
level.
Yeah.
Oh, and then 1988, we have Oakland. It's a baseball record.
What
Oakland.
stage?
I don't know what DH stands for. Jose,
Designated hitter.
Designated hitter.
Oh yeah, designated hitter. That's right. I know who Jose Canseco is. Smacks 2 home runs off of Scott Bankhead in A's 6-2 win over Seattle Mariners. Becomes the first Major League Baseball player to hit 30 home runs in first 3 years.
Dang.
Yeah, Jose Canseco was no joke, dude.
Yeah.
But you did 1983, so.
1988, Pittsburgh Pirates first baseman / left fielder and 7-time All-Star Willie Sargo became the 200th man inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Damn.
He was a great one.
I want that hat. That's a cool hat.
That was their baseball hat.
Oh.
I don't know if they had a retro year or whatever, or a retro uniform or something, but yeah, they wore those.
They did have
Sometimes.
a retro thing at one point.
Yeah.
I remember. 1990, Texas Rangers pitcher Nolan Ryan records his 300th career victory, an 11-3 win over the Milwaukee Brewers. He was the 20th MLB pitcher to reach this milestone. Interesting.
The one right after that, you should look right. The one after, it's not highlighted, but that's like if you don't want to use it. It's cool.
Also in 1991, Russia and the U.S. signed the Long-Range Nuclear Weapons Reduction Act. Good.
They didn't hold
I don't
so
think
much.
they've. I don't think they've been. I don't think either United States and Russia are.
I'm pretty sure Agent Orange went against the Geneva Convention. So.
It's just a
Well,
bit.
I'm pretty sure that both Russia and America are just silently still making nuclear weapons, even though they're supposed to be
definitely.
reducing them.
You
So this
think?
is just I think it's just a political optics thing.
I mean,
Make a good show.
this is why, all these nations are trying to get rid of nuclear power, because with all the nuclear power, that's making more nuclear waste and filling up space that obsolete nuclear weapons would otherwise use. They're running out of dumping sites. They're trying to get rid of one industry to dominate over another.
Dude,
So,
actually, here for you. I gotta take this one. In 1991, the Senate votes to allow women to fly combat aircrafts.
okay, so once again, we're behind the Soviets. Because the Soviets allowed
Yeah.
women to fly combat air rolls during World War II. So,
Well, yeah, you want to know why? It's because they realize that women can handle the G forces, and we have better eyesight over in certain ways. Like we have better
is that true? Is that really
further
true?
than us.
maybe.
They can handle the G-force?
Yeah, the reason why is I think it's because we have to be able to bear children. Your body has to be set up a certain way to endure pain and pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So our bodies are built better for it.
As long as you don't have, huge gazonka bungados, because if you have those, the G-forces, you have that much weight pushing against you. So,
You gotta be right, because if men had to have kids, we wouldn't have a population explosion.
yeah.
Well, if you were able to successfully transplant a uterus into a man's body, the moment they gave birth, their hips would shatter from the birth giving because their hips don't spread out.
Yeah,
Give it.
that would be
So
true.
you'd have. Hope you like your hip replacements, guys.
Yeah. I guess you can say your hips don't lie. Shakira.
Yeah. Also in '91, same day, the Medininkai massacre in Lithuania. Soviet OMON attacks Lithuanian customs post in Medininkai, killing 7 officers and severely wounding 1 other.
Whew. That's not good.
Yeah, Medininkai.
Medininkai.
Medininkai in Lithuania.
That's a word that you can't say fast.
Well,
So-
we should have someone in here to try and say it.
We should have Muffin in here trying to say it.
Anyway, let's move on.
Medininka is what it was, yeah.
Okay, we got in 1992 we have a Thai Airbus that crashed into a mountain at Kathmandu and 113 died.
Jeez.
Yeah. So now it's your turn. You
Yep.
got sports history, buddy.
1993, Toronto Blue Jays obtained future Baseball Hall of Fame offensive fielder or OF
Oh, yeah,
outfielder.
outfielder, yeah.
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson from Oakland in
Jose
exchange for
Herrera.
minor leaguers Steve Carsey and Jose Herrera.
Yeah.
Why is this a note in history?
I don't know.
Crazy.
Well, actually, what's more worthy of note is the one right above it. It's not highlighted about the Allman Brothers.
1993 as well, the Allman Brothers band guitarist Dickie Betts was arrested for shoving 2 cops. Okay?
Really?
Yeah.
In today's world, they'd be laughing at
In
that.
today's world, they'd be shooting at him.
Yeah.
So, as soon as you raise your hands, the bullets start going, And then moving on up into 1994, Baseball Hall of Fame inducted New York Yankees shortstop Phil Rizzuto and Philadelphia Phillies pitcher Steve Carlton. It's good old hat and a poof again. But see, he has a hat and he has a poof,
Yeah, he's got a hat hair thing going.
Yeah. Your turn.
Yeah, alright, so yeah, we were in 92. Let's see here. Actually, I see in 1994, we have UN votes 12-0, two abstentions, so nobody, to authorize the use of force against Haiti.
Huh.
1995, Walt Disney announces the acquisition of Capital Cities, also known as, hang on, sorry about the car there, ABC, for $19 billion. A network of properties now consists of Disney, ABC Sports, ESPN, and ESPN2. So, well, and actually plus many more because doesn't Disney also? No, that's Time Warner that owns Fox.
No, Disney owns a portion of Fox.
I don't think so.
Okay, so is it like a dual wielding? Ted Turner and Disney like co-owners?
I think Disney owns Time Warner.
All right. Okay, and then let's see here. Oh, here we go. 1999 Discovery Program.
You missed 7. You missed 7. You missed 7.
I missed 97. Oh, college. Are you talking about the
highlighted one that we're supposed to read?
Oh, okay. 1997, A's first baseman Mark McGwire becomes Major League Baseball's top home run hitter to be traded in the middle of the season when he moves from Oakland to the from Oakland to the St. Louis Cardinals. 34 home runs and 81 RBI.
RBI?
I can't remember.
Runs batted in.
Oh, okay. Well, only for all his records to be revoked after they found out he was losing.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you want to do 99 because it's a spacey one.
Moving on up into 1999, during the Discovery program, lunar prospector NASA, also known as Never a Straight Answer, intentionally crashed the spacecraft into the moon, thus ending its mission to detect frozen water on the moon's surface. Well, that's weird. So are they trying not to...
I wonder why.
Yeah. It sounds like they found something and they're trying to cover something up. So...
See?
Yep.
Yeah.
Moving on up into 2006, Fidel Castro temporarily handed over power to his brother Raul Castro. This led to a celebration in Little Havana, or La Pequeña Habana in Spanish, Miami, Florida, where many Cuban U.S. citizens participated.
Damn.
Yeah. And in 2012, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band performed their longest show ever at Olympia Stadium in Helsinki, Finland, clocking in at 4 hours and 6 minutes.
Ooh.
Hey.
Damn.
That's a long time to be
That would have
playing
been
music.
a good show, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nothing compared to the David Icke thing, though. He had a 9-hour talk. So.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, in 2012, we have Germany wins the London Olympic equestrian eventing final. Daughter of Princess Anne, Zara Phillips, part of GB silver medal winning team.
Nice.
All right. We also have an Olympic gold because Michael Phelps. Sorry, truck just an RV just drove by. Ooh, Mr. Pothead Michael Phelps becomes the greatest medal winner in Olympic history as part of the winning American 4 times 200-meter freestyle relay team in London. Phelps' 19th career Olympic gold medal and 15th overall gold, but 19th medal.
Yeah, so...
And then he was all them away because one time he got caught smoking pot.
Yeah.
A 4x200 means there's 14 meets. They're swimming 200 meters.
So like a relay.
It's like a relay.
I've done a
It is a relay.
Oh, I did a 200. No, actually, you'll do a 200.
Yeah.
And there'll be one person doing it. I used to be on a swim team, and I had to do a 200 once.
Wow,
and it was
really?
8 laps.
That's
it was
impressive.
8 laps.
That's impressive.
I couldn't even when I pulled myself out of the water, I collapsed. My legs were jello.
Moving on up to 2015, it was announced that creative director Alexander Wang will leave Balenciaga. Who cares?
I don't even know that.
Fashion designer? Who cares? Who cares?
Fuck the fashion.
Whatever.
Ooh, oh, Jesus Christ.
2016, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, a play by Jack Thorne and contributions by J.K. Rowling, was published worldwide at midnight.
Yeah.
Huh. The Witching Hour. Hey.
The Witching Hour.
The Witching Hour. Witchers and Wizards and Warlocks. Hey, look at that. And in 2018, actor Alan Alda revealed he had had Parkinson's disease for 3 years in an interview in CBS's This Morning.
who that guy was. Didn't he do I think he was in the movie Cast from Outer Space, maybe, or I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Very.
But let's pick this up.
Yep. In 2018, we have Rihanna, be the first black woman to appear on the cover of British Vogue September issue.
All right.
Or whatever.
I thought Rihanna was Mexican or Hispanic or something.
No, she's from one of those fucking countries right over by Spain.
Ah, okay.
Right. In 2019, American officials announced Osama bin Laden's son, Hamza bin Laden, and potential successor has been killed in U.S. airstrikes in Pakistan.
Good.
Yeah. All right. And 2009, and also in 2019, we have Russian President Vladimir Putin orders Russian army to help put out huge wildfires in Siberia, covering 3 million hectares, which is 7.4 million acres, after 700,000 people signed petition.
Sorry to interrupt. It's hectares. Hectares, right?
Hectares is just a different measurement. It's kind of more like in the, what is it? It's like in like the metric system.
Yeah.
As to us, we have acres, they have hectares.
Okay. No, well, hectares.
Like, meters to yards kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it's hectares, because acres is in there. It's hectares. So whatever hect is, it's like 4 times an acre. There's like, octagon, pentagon, septagon, stuff like that. Yeah. So whatever hect is,
sounds like a hectagon.
Yeah, well,
portion of it, at least that portion of the word.
So it's like 6 times an acre or something. Actually,
yeah, 2020. Here's something for California for you, dude. While you're looking that up, I'm just gonna read it real quick. In 2020, Apple wildfire starts near Beaumont, California, forcing the evacuation of nearly 8,000 people over the next few days.
Dang.
Where was it again?
Beaumont, California.
Beaumont, yeah, California.
Beaumont, I'm sorry. Well, I say Beaumont because of B-A-U.
Yeah.
Beaumont.
Yeah.
Beaumont,
Beaumont.
California.
A hectare is a metric unit of square measure equal to 100 acres.
100 acres?
Yeah, so 1 hectare is 100 acres.
Whoa.
Yeah. So.
Jesus Christ. This fucking woman's a boss right here.
Yep. In 2021, just last year, U.S. swimming superstar Katie Ledecky won the women's 800-meter gold for an unprecedented 3rd consecutive Olympics in Tokyo, claims distance 800/1500-meter double.
Now, my question is, because of how the Olympics have been the last time, was she a biological female?
Well, I don't want to say anything, but she doesn't look it. So.
No, she looks, I don't know.
Rather mannish. So.
But a lot of swimmers do have like broad shoulders because I don't have broader shoulders.
Well, I mean, you swim, you're eventually your bones and muscles stretch. You do things that your body's used to, and you do like a short evolvement into that, thing.
Swimmers have very long muscles.
Yes.
Yeah, I did swim team for a few years back in the day, and so I mean it's a very high demanding thing, but and
you get broad shoulders, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, I've swam against a guy who was my size, my weight roughly, and he still beat me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because it was mainly because he has a stronger frame. His body is built to do it. That's why I don't believe in like this thing, but we're not going to. We can talk about that jabber.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm into birthdays now.
Anyway, we're approaching an hour here, so I'm gonna like end the recording and start a new recording. I'm not ending the stream. I want to make sure everything's uploadable. So like over an hour, I know it's not uploadable.
Yeah. Well, basically, right now, what I do know is that this is basically the last thing for history. Now we're on to birthdays and deaths.
Before that, though.